Well, it's been a long day, but it's been a good day, and we've got to be... I had a whole speech prepared, and I'm not going to lie, one of the players made me laugh. I had such a good intro for this last game, ready to roll, and just before the game loaded in, before I did the transition, you guys didn't get a chance to see it. I can't remember. I think it was probably Plock, I think, from Insight. Just typed in all caps all at once. Just greetings and salutations, Dota fans. And it gave me a giggle and threw me off my rhythm, and I am upset, but that's okay because we're vamping here. It's the last game of the day. It's a Saturday, and you guys have been hanging out with us. Hopefully you'll cut me some slack. Looking forward to a little happy hour action. Might walk on down to the bar downstairs and say hello to the fine folks of San Francisco. Would love to say hello to you guys as well. And again, want to thank you guys for supporting the ADL today. I know it's a Saturday. Everybody's got plans on the weekend, but spending your time here with us certainly to support these teams and to support. It has been some entertaining Dota. Some of the games not the closest. Let's get honest here. But despite that, still a great game, or a great day of Dota. And looking forward to another good matchup here. Smeagol and Insight meeting again. Insight, love their hearts, man. I'm not going to lie. You look at it, it's a team that you want to root for so badly. And I don't want, not to say I want to root against Smeagol or any other team in particular, but Insight, they play like hell. They do. They try, and they just have had a hard time here in the ADL. But, I said this about Pain, and I'm going to say it about Insight as well. I hope that they don't come away from this. If they end up winless, which is very possible, by the way, if they lose this game, they fall to 0-10. If they end up winless in the group stage and finish not a very, if they finish out with a mediocre, to put it kindly, performance in the ADL, I hope that they're able to look at that and go, that's fine. That's okay. Wasn't good, but now we know where we are. Like, that's what I really hope these teams take away from these matchups a lot is not, well, we suck, so therefore disband. Let's find a new team and try to go to the international. It's that's part of the plan, I'm sure. But you have to go incrementally. And for a lot of these teams, it's just as much about being able to honestly sit back and go, okay, here's where we really are. Regardless of how good or bad we think we are, regardless of what our fans say, regardless of what our friends say, we know where we are right now because of the ADL. We also know where our weaknesses are better because we have a lot of games under our belt against teams that are the range and skill from our level all the way to much better, to direct invites to the international better. And that's a great starting point to build a much better foundation to move forward into the future. And that's why tournaments like this are so very important. And it's why I think it's important for us, me as a commentator, you guys as viewers and fans, to support the players, especially on the teams that don't perform well. Because they're not in this expecting to win. I mean, let's just be real. Let's get real here. It's a nice prize pool, but I don't think Insight came into this actually expecting to win it.
Reserve time.
With Team Liquid, Dignitas, EG at the top, they're just not expecting that. So they come in as a way to try to develop their own skill level, a way to try to improve themselves as a squad, get some more experience under their belt. And they do it knowing there's a good chance they're going to lose a lot of games, and that's disheartening. And knowing there are thousands of people watching is disheartening when it happens, especially when it's some of the uglier losses they've had. So I just want to lead the charge in saying that Insight and Pain, another team that's struggling a hell of a lot. Smeagol's put together a good run here today, so they're actually charging from the bottom of the standings up through the standings today because this is like their fourth match today or something. But I think it's real important that when talking about the ADL and talking about the teams in the ADL, that we keep things in perspective. And I know I've talked through most of the draft here, but, I'll get to it in a minute. This is more important. But I just, really want to show my support for Insight and for Pain and for the other teams. And really am, again, honored to be a part of this tournament and honored to have you as a part of it as well. So thank you. And I hope you guys will at least give some thought to what I said. Make sure that you support these up-and-coming teams. That's the purpose of all this, is to expose them and to get them acclimated to playing in a competitive environment. So enough of that. Let's look at the lineups. Druid, Dragon Knight, Nyx, Assassin, Enchantress. DK likely to wind up mid. Enchantress probably in the jungle. That Druid, haven't seen a tri-lane Druid in a while. So it could be the off-lane Druid, not looking like anything they're going to be able to offensively tri-lane reliably at all. Smeagol, on the other hand, has some great answers to the Druid in particular. Lifestealer actually does a pretty good job against Druid if they can isolate him against him. And that's something they can draft around. They go ahead and grab the puck, Bane and Rubik. the 2 support pickups. Now, Smeagol has that option. Pick a Luna again. Luna had a lot of success in game 1. Any number of heroes can really fit into an offensive tri-lane. And the reason I say that, it all comes down to me. When you see that Enchantress pick, Enchantress does often wind up in the enemy jungle early. Liquid's a good team to watch for that. They'll start the Enchantress off and then get her to level 2, level 3, then invade the enemy jungle and rotate the defensive tri-lane down to an offensive tri-lane once they've given their carry a 1 or 2 level head start over their opposition in the solo safe lane. But what Smeagol's going to be able to do here, if they want to prioritize it anyway, is just go out of their way to isolate the Lifestealer versus the Lone Druid. Again, the offensive tri-lane not likely to be on the menu for Insight to begin with because of the Enchantress. So what they have the freedom to do is just solo safe lane the Lifestealer, feel confident he'll be up against the Druid, and I'll talk about why that's an optimal matchup for him. Then Bane and Rubik, 2 pretty aggressive heroes that can do the job. Telekinesis and Nightmare not as good as some of the other combinations could be, like Split Earth after Nightmare is much better. Lena, even after, just because of the delay and the way it matches up with the early timings of Telekinesis. A little bit easier to line up once you see the little green spot pop up. But still, aggressive heroes that can do a lot, that can get the job done out of that position. With Puck in mid, and Peachy, best plays of the day, without a doubt, have been Peachy. He's played a great few games of Dota. Played an excellent, absolutely excellent Puck against Pain. And yeah, I mean, looking at Insight banning out the Weaver actually makes a ton of sense. I think that's a good ban. I think Weaver would have fit in well with a Bane and a Rubik offensive tri-lane.
10 seconds remaining.
And we still don't know who's going to be in their defensive tri-lane. Again, it could be the Druid. If it is, that actually favors them. And back to the lifesteal, they could just offensively tri-lane with Rubik, Puck, and the LS. Or excuse me, Rubik, Bane, and the LS, if they really just wanted to cut it close. But that's wasting the potential of their lanes with a Druid out if they can spot where he's going to be. And the reason is Feast. Lone Druid, really good in most one-on-one situations, all things being equal, skill difference and all that. But really suffers a ton against the LS because of the way Feast works. The mechanism of Feast is a percentage-based health gain. So when Lifestealer swipes at a target, what he gets back from Feast is percentage-based, not a raw number. It's not like 20 health per swipe at level 1, 40 at level 2, so on. And because the bear gets so tanky and such a huge health pool, even at just level 2, the LS can just basically sit in the Lone Druid's face, swipe at him, and if the bear attacks him and gets him down to half health, he just open wounds and auto-attacks the bear. Between open wounds and Feast, he regens literally his full health bar in 2 or 3 swipes. So it's a really not fun matchup for the Druid. And it's worth going out of your way to try and prioritize it. Smeagol actually bans TA. Huh. That's a little weird. I would wager just about anything that's going to be a mid DK. Just about anything. Especially against a Puck. DK should not die to Puck. Just should not happen. At least not until level 6. Puck gets a good coil off, has a good rotation from supports. That can happen. But early game should be fine. So they're going to look to grab, I'm going to guess, another carry. Would make the most sense. Someone to farm out of their defensive tri-lane. Luna's available. They could try to take that option away from Smeagol. The Jugger's already been banned. That would be an excellent, excellent hero for Smeagol if they were able to get their hands on him. Unfortunately, not going to be the case. And they're definitely thinking it over. And so am I, as a matter of fact. A Phantom Lancer actually wouldn't be terrible. It would give them the ability to just turtle like hell, but then there's just not enough farm. Yeah, they're going to take the Luna away. I like that better because she can fight more reliably out of the defensive tri-lane. And, who knows? Maybe they're going to do something nutso and offensively tri-lane the back 3 there, Nyx, Enchantress, and Luna. I wouldn't if I were them. I don't think it's going to work out well. But now Smeagol looking to grab a carry of their own. And looking at the bans and the picks, they could honestly grab a Clockwork if they wanted to. And run him much to the same effect that we saw the Clockwork run earlier at the head of a defensive tri-lane. I think Clockwork, nope, going to grab the NS. That's fine too. We'll see if they're actually going to do what I think they are. That NS is a little ambiguous, you would think so. Yeah, it's going to be Smeagol, I bet it is. Peachy, of course, going to be back on Puck and all that. But he is melee, But they're going out of their way to, again, isolate the LS against Lone Druid, which is exactly what they need to do. And Druid just suffers so much in that. He really has a hard time. Really has a hard time. I'm going to point out that's a game Darkseer, to the best of my knowledge, wasn't picked or banned. Obviously wasn't picked. I don't think he was banned either. And it's just weird to see that happen. I mean, Darkseer is one of those weird heroes. And he's kind of an outlier in this regard. Like, teams, quote-unquote, discovered him back when I started first casting Dota, like way back in 2012. Like, we're talking like first week of March, last week of April 2012. He was just, quote-unquote, being discovered by teams again. That was back when his Scepter upgrade allowed allied teammates to create illusions when they walked through the wall. If you weren't around for that era, that was the most stupidly broken mechanic in the entire game. You think Drow Ranger was broken whenever she got her buff? Not even remotely close to how broken Darkseer was then. And nobody played him at that point is a remarkable thing. He was so broken, and nobody played him. Then he got discovered, quote unquote, and ended up reaching first pick, first ban status. And he's really stuck there. I mean, he fluctuates a bit, and again, it all comes down to team preference, and yeah, it will be the offensive tri-lane. As one would expect, with Smurf isolated against the Druid. But anyway. But now, finally, 6.78 seems to be the patch where for the first time he is consistently falling. Still, well, and the funny thing is it's feast or famine in that regard. There are some teams like the first week of 6.78, I've seen a lot of first pick Darkseer just because he's so wide open, and teams I really am convinced after talking to them and just watching games, teams still really aren't sure how to draft.
The battle begins.
They're having a hard time really getting a rhythm on the new draft, and that's natural. I think that won't last long, but it's just how it is. So, but more and more, it's like you'll see him still first picked up or occasionally first banned, or he'll just go completely undrafted. And it's an interesting dynamic because he sat so long near the top of the tier list, going all the way back to 2012, well before the International. All right, game underway. The offensive tri-lane of Taku, AEI Onju, and Smeagol. This shouldn't... It's so hard to call, and I'll tell you what the big problem is. Nyx Assassin level 1 is really not strong. Level 1 Impale, just not good. Enchantress, once she gets some creeps, is going to have a chance to confound things a bit. But if they do an effective job of this, Smeagol should be able to start any fight he wants with Void. He can hold on to it if he wants and wait on the Telekinesis. I think they're going to use Telekinesis more as a utility spell as opposed to a grab spell. I mean, they'll certainly use it if the opportunity presents itself. But being able to Nightmare like the Ursa creep here, that's going to be important. Yeah, they're going to try to use it to run the supports off. Taku eats the clap and taking some decent harassment. And Luna's actually using Lucent Beam to last hit from distance. I think she could play this a little bit more aggressive if she wanted. Well, obviously not with the Enchantress this far back. But a couple of wards already out. They're going to need to de-ward this. And very good ward here as well. So far, not going good for the Dire team. Luna sitting at 1 CS. Smeagol already at level 2. And down here, you'll see it here in a minute, I'm sure. Smurf's going to swipe that bear. And see, look at that. 42 just from one swipe. Still has regen, but by the time that bear hits level 2, he has another point in the feast. Goes from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. Just gets pretty absurd. Open wounds extremely effective for that as well. And we can see he's thriving down there. He's got 11 CS up against 6 of the Lone Druid. And that's what you would expect out of this matchup, really. And he's even missing some... He's letting himself get really low here. He's got a salve, so he'll be fine. But taking a lot of abuse. Here in mid, DK sitting at 8. The Puck at 10. Not a bad matchup, really. Like I said, DK should be just fine, and that's proving itself out. Puck's annoying, but until level 6, not a lot of kill potential. And if all goes well, you should be level 6 by then as well. And, you know, the fact that he's getting runes away from Puck is actually pretty impressive. Helps that he's the only one with a rune down. Or with a ward down, by the way. Puck getting no ward support because the only set of wards was picked up by his offensive tri-lane. And There they go. They still can't find it. Oh, that's no good. Come on, guys. Who has a tango? There you go. Come on, use it. Use your tango. Come on. Come on now. You know. Right there. Come on. You gotta know. Shoot through the tree. They know that they're warded. And they're just gonna... Oh, that's so unfortunate, block. Or the Nyx Assassin. Come on, guys. You've got it de-warded. Oh, that is so unfortunate. That hurts them so much. Gotta learn your ward spots, guys. Gotta learn your ward spots. The counter warding wasn't bad. Those are, you know, they basically cover everything, and it's obviously in vision. But not being able to pull, this is killing their supports. This is desperation right here. This is not well planned. Puck. Gonna be able to phase and orb away. Yeah, that's a pure desperation move. Pure desperation. Level 1 on Nyx Assassin. Level 2 on Enchantress. That's why they did that. Just really in trouble here. Gotta learn those ward spots. Another good one, FYI, for those keeping score at home. Right here. Right south of that tree. It's a really good spot to ward the camp. Especially playing in matchmaking. It's not often checked. Just because it's not often used in pro games. Or, well, that's a lie. You'll see it, but it doesn't get nearly as much attention as the hide him in the tree spots like this. Oh, so unfortunate. I mean, it's just crippling their XP gain. The enchant thing. She's going into the enemy jungle now. And they're not going to be able to kill Smurf. You know, Smurf's going to be sick soon. If they're going to kill him, it's going to have to be right now. Before he gets in fast. They'll never kill him if he hits 6.
Dire's top tower is
And they're going to go for it. They've got a Dark Troll Warlord. That's nice. And he let himself get too low. He's going to rage. And a little confusion there. Runs and grabs ATP. He's dead anyway. Salves up, but the damage from the Orb of Venom doesn't matter. First Blood goes the way of Insight, so the underdogs get a nice start. That shouldn't have happened. That's why you don't let yourself get that low. You should have been healing up on the bear much, much more efficiently. 5 minutes in. 1 kill on the board. It belongs to the Brazilian squad of Insight. The gold? Pretty close. The experience actually in their favor. And like I said, I can't help but root for Insight. I want them to get a win, man. And I'm sorry, Smeagol, I don't want it to be against you. But they're going to be 10-0. And another good net on Smurf. And he just got Infest. They should not be able to kill him now. Under no circumstances should they be able to kill him.
Dire's top tower is under
They're putting pressure on down here. He's going to go and Infest in. Yep, back out through the creeps. Up at top, they're putting some pressure on as well. They've got him zoned out. Luna has 5 CS. Bane has just about as many CS as she does. Her GPM is 111 at this point in the game. So the offensive tri-lane, I do believe, we can call a success.
Dire's top tower is under
And they just didn't get, I mean, not being able to de-ward that pole camp, just cannot overestimate how crippling it is. Just level 2 on the Nyx Assassin. He's being pursued. There's the Nightmare. Rubik's going to be there to remove this. There's the telekinesis. And an easy kill. Oh, Insight.
Top tower is under
So many, such passionate guys, such good attitudes. Love talking to them and joking around with them in the lobby before we get underway. Just got to do the little things right, guys. Just do the little things right. You're going to be a good team. You can do it.
Tower has fallen.
This game's certainly not over, but certainly not going well. The hero levels. Puck and Lifestealer in good shape. Druid, DK, and Enchantress are alright. The Nyx Assassin level 2 is a problem. The Luna, though, is the big problem. They need that Luna. They have to have that Luna. That's why, you know, even though the gold and the experience graphs are closer than I'm making it sound, well, not as close now, the experience are actually ahead. But Smurf can eat his way through. Has Infest in 3 seconds. He should be fine. Yeah, he's going to loop back around and Infest into the creep. Out he comes. Now they're going to re-engage on the block. Block cleaned up. Now the Druid coiled down. Another good play from Peachy. And this right here is how you win Dota games. Reactions. Being in the right place at the right time. And that's one of the things that I've noticed. Many of the teams near the bottom of... and I've talked a bit about it in some of our games. And it's not necessarily outright like, oh, these guys suck. It's not that at all. It's just things that have to be done correctly to play Dota at a competitive level. And one of them is reactions. And that right there is a big turnaround. The Druid, who otherwise was at least doing okay in levels. His gold is not the greatest, sitting at 227 GPM right now. Voids, or Night Stalker should be able. He just got jiggity jizzard. Wow. Just broke off of that one. Here comes Luna. And takes him a second to realize, wait a second. I'm by myself, and there's a whole team missing. Speaking of whole team, Invis. Oh, is he going to get away? Oh, mistake from SS. Why Dragon Form? Dragon Form is not instant. Dragon Tail first. Dragon Tail first. Nonetheless, he heads back to bid. But, you know... But the issue is, it's like, yeah, the gold and the experience graphs, I mean, hell, like I said, the experience up until a moment ago was actually in their favor. The gold is actually getting out of control a bit now. 4,000 in 9 minutes, pretty considerable. But yeah, it's just the things they have to have. In every game you play, you have to have a few things. And one thing you don't want and can't have is your VK dying again. One auto attack does it. And this Nyx assassin may as well be a melee. He has very little mana. What did he get? He actually got Impale. Not a bad spell to grab. And P-Sec says Nickety. But they're just, everything they needed to have just isn't happening. Their support 75 GPM for Nyx Assassin. That poor guy. He's level 3 at level 3 at 9 minutes in. Should have had better experience with the pole camp being warded and they were unable to find it. That Desperation Smoke was a waste of their time as well. Trying to gank Puck blindly just to do it, just to have something productive to do. The Luna is horrendously underleveled and underfarmed. Level 5 compared to Bane, who is also level 5 on the other team. Her net worth, 1,600, being doubled up by Puck and by Night Stalker. And, you know, it really demonstrates how easily a game of Dota can get away from it. Just doing the little things right. That's what Smeagol's been doing. And it's what they've been able to do all day. And it looks like we had another disconnect. Gonna hope that they'll be back momentarily. Once again, I want to thank you guys for joining us here on the ADL. And really hope you'll hit follow here on twitch.tv/American Dota League. Want to have you back for all of the action coming up. Again, we will be down for 2 days, as is our standard. Monday and Sundays are off. I'll be back at least on Monday. Probably on Tuesday. Monday I won't be here because we're off. Tuesday I'll probably be, or I'll most definitely be here. Wednesday I got to check my schedule. Thursday, because Thursday's when I fly out to Sweden. So, if I can, I would love to bring you both of those days, but I have no doubt Sean and the great folks at the ADL will find a good fill-in. I had the pleasure of working with some great personalities, some guys I can count as friends, and some guys that I hope I can count as friends in the future. So far, and just so much talent in the North and South American Dota scene, I have no doubt that even in my absence, you'll be enjoying some ADL action all throughout the week. And then, of course, don't forget to tune in next weekend to DreamHack Summer, where I will be joining Draskell and the great folks at the GD studio for the production. And absolutely cannot wait. If you happen to be listening and you're going to be there, please come say hello to me. I would love nothing more than to shake your hand. Thank you for giving me the chance to do what I do and travel the world. It's all because of you guys, not because of me. I just make noises at microphones. Without you guys, industry doesn't exist. I don't exist. Down at bottom, there you go. Smurf finally getting a clue. Yeah, oh yeah. I cannot run around with full health. There's an unfortunate route for him, though. But yeah, just look how much he's healing up now. That's what I was talking about, that being a very, very lopsided sort of an arrangement. Especially after dying. But Bane has rotated to mid now, and just soaking up some XP. 3 of the top 4 farmers all belong to SMG. This lane has all but been abandoned for the most part at the moment. And Moon Madness forced to pull all the way back. Taku showing his face and checking out the super secret passageway. They're going to spawn him. There's a telekinesis. Walk right into it. Another dead lone druid. That's another thing you just can't have. They're having all their carries die or get no farm. It's one thing. I mean, they have 3. So all they had to do was have 2 out of 3 do okay. And it's just not happening. 5-1. SMG in control. And Insight just trying to hold the line as best they can. Take a look at the DK, Treads, Bottle, Bracer. Not bad. Could be much worse. He's actually done, all things considered, a good job. 49 CS to 52.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And yeah, I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of there at all. Smurf is going to go ahead and try to push down this tier 1 bottom. But probably going to start seeing some desperation out of Insight soon. They kind of have to start taking fights, because what's going to happen if they don't is you're going to continue to just lose heroes. Smurf continuing to chase him down. He's going to infest into the bear and get the kill. Or infest into the bear to save himself. And jumps back out. Full health. Forces a big reaction. He's got help on the way. Taku gonna be there, and they're, look, wow, just ran right past him. Looking to re-engage, spent the impale. There's Dragon Tail on Rubik. Taku joined by Smeagol. He's gonna get the silence off. Forces DK out. Moon Madness is gone. Here comes Puck. Going to orb to the high ground. Very well timed. Could not have cut it much closer. There's the phase boost showing themselves on Smurf. Open wounds. Dodges the impale. And the Fiend's grip from Bane. Seeing the well. SS. 7-1. Are they really going to chase? They're going to get him too. That is unfortunate. 8-1. And Insight just being kind of rocked at the moment.
Where are you going?
Double damage spotted out. Taku gets off the impale. Finished with the Lucent Beam. So at least 1 rebuttal kill. And they're going to chase him down. Luna does have a DD active. And Smurf doesn't seem to care. She's got Trank, so she's pretty quick. He's got Phase. Not going to be able to catch her. But right now, SMG really just... And they can do this. They can play deathmatch. They don't have to really play... Like, they're so far ahead, it doesn't matter that much. AEI Onji might be in trouble back here. Nope, he's Puck. Lifestealer gets a kill on block. Beautiful coil. Oh, Peachy. He's been doing that all day. Gets another kill on the DK. And now the Druid can do nothing but run. Nyx Assassin, Telekinesis. See him back in the well. Peace out, brother. That's 11-2. Mega kill streak with a double kill for Smurf. And Link Dagger done on Puck. And Peachy is just... Peachy needs to play Puck every game is what needs to happen. Just heard a Lucent Beam go off, so... A little bit of overkill on a Rubik. Probably going to end up getting her killed too, because he's going to orb, yeah. He's going to orb right on top of her face. And actually missed with the Waning Rift. That's actually a misplay. Lifestealer should have jumped inside the Puck before he jumped. Had Infest off cooldown. If he had waited, they would have got her. They're going to get her anyway. Just staring at the wall. You've been a bad girl. Bad girl. Yeah. And I would imagine that a GG might be forthcoming, because there's seriously nothing that I think they can do. The Rubik is running at the same GPM as the Luna is at this stage. Net worth 3 of the top 3, period. And not just by a little, by a lot. Here in mid, Rubik gets another kill. Moon Madness making a run for it. Bear poo in the woods. That was whenever he's being chased by a whole pissed off SMG team. Tier 1. About to drop. Really just not a whole lot again.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Not a whole lot there is to add. Only so much you could talk about it. I mean, Insight is just... And you know, this is one of the problems why teams don't always pick like a 3-carry strat even when they can get away with it.
Radiant's bottom tower is
well,
under
I'll tell you where this broke down was this pick right here. I'm not blaming it on Plock, but the Enchantress gave them nothing. They needed a much stronger defensive tri-lane. Much stronger defensive tri-lane. They didn't get it. And there's going to be another kill. And Smurf just going to chase this down. Moon Madness dead. SS pulls back. 15-3. Getting near that 1,000 gold per minute mark again. Was Enchantress AFKing? Or when I think they were just hovering around here so long. That, yeah. She couldn't move. But would imagine SMG will be closing this game out and closing out our day. Very, very
bottom
soon.
tower is under attack.
Smurf just doesn't care, just walks under the enemy tier 2. It's like, it's fine, you can't kill me. Don't worry about it. Got it under control. Not even contending these tier 2s at all.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
really hope, again, Insight doesn't come away from this too discouraged. Really hope they don't. Hope they continue to practice. They are such nice guys. They really are. Really enjoy talking to them. Getting to know them. Getting to know their fans. Another tier 2 targeted. They are going to react, try to grab the Luna. That will be Lifestealer. She's going to try to TP away. Barely going to make it. I do mean barely. A couple more swipes, she's dead. Armlet done on the Lifestealer as well. And Druid dropped down into the Waning Rift. Impale actually caught a couple. Nice play there for a minute. And they're going to go ahead and chase this out, though. Druid has died about 50 times this game. Hero paced by some time. Here, the Fiend's Grip on block. There, hey, there's a coil that goes down as well. SMG taking some damage that time. They might lose a hero. They do. Lifestealer ends up dropping, buys back immediately, because that's necessary. And they managed to make it a 4-for-1. 8-1-5 for the Lifestealer. 5-0 on Puck. 5-2 on Rubes. 0-1-10. And there we go. GG. But, yeah, just a rough day. Rough day all around for Insight. They finished the day going 0-2. 0-5 on the DK, 0-5 on the Druid, 0-4 on the Nyx Assassin. But again, a team I'm very, very happy to have had the chance to get to know lately, and really hope it's not the last we see of them. Really do. I really hope they stick together and just continue to focus their energies on improving however and whenever they can. 17 minutes, 28 seconds. The final game time. 20-4, the final kill score. And Smeagol, by far, the big winners of the day. Doing a great job. They came in, they had 4 games to play. 4 games to play. And they won 3 of them, improving their record to 4-2 and moving themselves up into the top half, or at least challenging for the top half of the standings and really separating themselves out. Insight falls to 0-10. Pain falls to 0-9. Another great Saturday here. And again, these Saturday broadcasts are becoming kind of nice. Because again, I come in, I'm usually by myself. Finally had one bum. I hope he can hear me. Wander in in the afternoon, but for the most part, just been me, you, and some Dota. Windows open, looking over the landscape of beautiful downtown San Francisco. Enjoying a nice Sunday morning and afternoon session of Dota casting. Hope you guys have had fun, and hope you hit follow here on American Dota League, twitch.tv/American Dota League. Want to have you back in the future. We're off for the next 2 days. Be back on Tuesday. I'll definitely be back for then, maybe on Wednesday, but nonetheless, the action will keep rolling on in my absence. I'm sure someone will be filling in for me. But for the moment, got to get ready to say adieu. Once again, the day comes to a close as Insight falls to 0-10, losing to Smeagol, who likewise improves their record to 4-2. Have a good day, guys. And and by the way, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter if you want. On Twitch, it's twitch.tv/ACTV, and on Twitter, it's @AC, @AYESEE. Enjoy the rest of your morning, evening, or afternoon, and enjoy some Dota.